This is the interfacing that I'm going to use inside of the jacket. And if you notice, this is 60 inches wide. There's another kind that you can use, which is in the packages. It's also fusible interfacing, but it's not quite as wide. As you can see, this is a single layer, and you would need to double it in order to get the amount that you need to cut. So I may end up using both of these simply because I don't have very much of this wider one. But either one will work. What it does is stabilizes the jacket on the inside. This is a package of fusible interfacing. If you see there's an iron on the side, lets you know it's fusible. It's Pelon. It says fusible interfacing. And it also tells you that it's for light to medium weight fabrics. This one is good. However, I prefer the nylon or tree coat interfacing, which you purchase from the boat. And you can get as much of it as you need. You will have to get it cut, and it's sold by the yard. And it also comes in different widths. This particular one tells you how wide it is. It is 15 by 3 yards, so it's 15 inches wide by 3 yards long. Okay, here I've placed the pieces that I'm going to interface on the interfacing to cut. And actually you'll handle the interfacing the same way as you would handle the fabric, with the right sides together. Okay, this is the fusible side on the inside. Okay, so you're going to cut 2 pieces of the interfacing for each piece just the same. Now it's easy if you would just place the pieces down on the interfacing that you've already cut with the fabric and just remove the pattern tissue, okay, because you have the size that you want to cut already cut, so you can just go and cut the interfacing with ease without having to trace the new cutting or the cutting line that you need. And then once you've gotten it cut out, just simply replace the tissue back over the pieces. And then if you need to transfer any other markings such as the darts, then you can do that on the interfacing as well as the fabric itself. Okay, so that's just a little shortcut that you can take. Then you're going to do the same thing with the lining, because most of these same pieces also need to be lined, and it will tell you on the tissue, but it'll also be on your guide sheet whether or not a piece needs to be lined. The back piece has a separate pattern tissue for the lining. But if you notice, excuse me for wandering with my camera, if you notice the side back, it has to have a lining cut, and it will tell you right under there, under the notations on the pattern tissue itself. So I'm going to cut out all of my interfacing pieces, and then I'll proceed to cut out the lining the same way, okay, with the pieces that need to be lined. Okay, all of my pieces are cut, including my lining and the interfacing. With piece number 1, instead of tracing the dart on the fabric, I'm tracing the dart on the interfacing. This is just something I'm going to try because I'm going to apply the interfacing to the fabric first. So once I do that, my markings for my dart will be on the interface, and therefore I don't have to retrace the dart on the interfacing once it's attached to the fabric. Now it's time to sew. Once I apply the interfacing to the fabric on the pieces that needs it, then I'll be ready to start connecting all the pieces.